Welcome to Play Through the Whistle.
Lions fans.
Lions fans. That's
Lions fans. That's all right.
no, it's not. But Play Through the Whistle, October 27th, 2022.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Halloween, so if you hear a schnauzer barking like fucking
weekend
crazy.
of horrors for us, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But
We'll get to that later.
yeah, I mean the Lions. Okay, so Sheila comes out and gives the "we believe in this situation." Basically, she does the
Vote of confidence.
Lions fans. That's all right.
"it's not all right though. Nothing is all right now." And when you look at it, you got Lions fans coming up with every excuse under the sun. It's almost as if they don't accept the fact that this organization stinks. They've become so numb to it. It angers me that now, for the rest of the year, basically, we sit back and we laugh. We're not going to enjoy our football anymore. The rest of the season now has become
rite of passage in October.
Yeah, what type of comedic way can the Lions cause us to laugh at them as they lose? Which every season for God knows how long, that's what it's been.
My lifetime.
Yeah, so other organizations can go from shit to the playoffs, or at least in the mix. But the Lions, they can't do it. And the fans will say, oh, we got to give them this many years. We got to go from...
Bullshit.
The bar, it just keeps moving.
G-Man, first-year coach.
It just keeps moving. It's moving. And the fact is that I look at it this way. If they had a real coach, this team right now is sitting at 3-3 and not 1-5. And at 3-3, this season is not over.
In the NFC, you're in the mix.
Yeah, at 3-3, we're looking at this weekend going, well, we win this game. The Vikings don't look this juggernaut force. The Packers have been not the Packers. It just sucks that the Lions had to be the Lions. Because I just sit back and I go, if we had a real coach and not Dan Campbell, he's cool and he talks fun and he's got his chew and all this stuff, but it all comes down to actual coaching. He's just not the guy. And at some point, at what point do we sit back and do we say, he's not the guy? We need to change. I'm close. But do we get to 1-9? Do we get to Thanksgiving, and if they're 1-9, do we start screaming to the hilltops like we need to get rid of this guy? Which sucks that it's gone this way, and I wanted to give him a chance. I disliked the hire from the beginning. Last year I ranted on it all the time because I thought he was a cartoon and he's not real and he just spews garbage.
Then Hard Knocks came out and everybody had a hard day.
All those people who bet Dan Campbell to win Coach of the Year, a lot of money lost there. But there gets up to a point, like if they're 2-8 or 1-9 going into Thanksgiving, how is that an improvement? And people are like, well, you can't fire him in year 2. Yes, you can. Like, look at the Bears. Nobody expected the Bears to be good, yet they're winning games. Seattle's winning games. The Jets are winning games. And Zach Wilson's not even playing well, and they're still winning games. Yet the Lions just can't seem to win a game. The Giants!
Giants are 6-1.
Yeah.
Danny Jones, or what's his name? Daniel Jones?
Danny Dimes. Nichols.
Danny Nichols.
I call him Nichols, and they're winning. DH walking around full staff. It's like, what are you going to do when you're the Lions and you're the only team in professional football that can't seem to figure it the fuck out? They can't.
They never turn it around by accident, even by accident. I mean,
no, teams literally stumble into victories, and the Lions just can't fucking do it.
Stumble into losses.
It's exactly what happens. And then we get this and then we get the garbage where the family comes out and it's
Lions fans. That's all right.
But it's not. It's not all right, and we gotta do it. Just eat it up like yay. We're glad. Thank you, Sheila. Oh, the Fords. You guys are so fantastic for having this team in this city, and we love it. And we're gonna go every week and just buy into the same garbage. And then you go online and you read these fans who are just like, well, I'm not gonna call it quits after 2 years with this guy. He's got 4 fucking wins. Dayball has what? 5 in his first six in his first year. He's got 2 more victories than Dan Campbell in his first year with the Giants. It's not like they were he didn't take over the Chiefs.
They have no receivers.
They have Daniel Jones as quarterback.
Well, we had Jared Goff, so
Yeah, exactly.
ain't much better.
But we've got Aiden Hutchinson, who I'm not going to... He actually had a really good game on the weekend, so I'm not even going to go there with this right now.
He did.
I know Okuda's playing well, and I know I read online like other people on Twitter saying, oh, where are all the Okuda and Aiden Hutchinson bashers now? Well, yeah, guess what? Because they had one great game doesn't mean everything goes away. And God forbid, I'm hoping it stays and they actually play well and it doesn't blow up. But
I will say this on Hutchinson: both of his 1.5 sacks came in the first half. I mean, you still have to make impactful plays at impactful times if you're my number 2 pick. And a first series sack.
He's far from the one that deserves to be crushed.
No, I'm not crushing him. He played well. They did stand him up. He did look a lot better rushing the quarterback from the stand-up position without his hand in the dirt, which I saw a lot of slappies begging for that. And congratulations, you were right. He played better. But now there's film on it, and NFL, one thing they will do in the NFL is adjust.
Everybody adjusts, but
Except for the Lions.
Although the defense adjusted slightly, it's been better. It's just the offense fell off a fucking cliff. Where'd the offense go? The greatest show on turf Lions that started the year, and everybody had fucking raging Ron donors, and now all of a sudden it's just disappeared. The defense is starting to play well, and the offense is just gone. It's gone. There's nothing.
I know that bloom fell off the rose for Ben Johnson pretty quick.
It comes back to the guy that runs the whole fucking show. A real coach, and we are 3-3, and I'm willing to bet my life on it. We would be 3-3 right now, and we would actually have football to look forward to on Sunday. But instead, we've got Dan Campbell, chaw and all, drinking his beer, smoking heaters, and doing whatever else he does, the cool things that he does, wearing fucking racing helmets and grit. So much grit that this team can't fucking grit out a win. In clutch situations, they fucking trip on their own dicks. It's awful. I can't deal with the fact that we're already moving on to draft talk in October. After we laugh every year that we're Lions fans.
We're in the CJ Stroud sweepstakes, man.
I don't, and I'm not even sold on him. Like it's
no. Let's not get into that right now.
But it's October.
I'll let you go.
We're 1-5. It's draft class time. It looks like. I mean, if they lose this weekend, it's 1-6. It's done. There's absolutely zero chance they're even going to nudge being on the graphic at any point.
Wow, that ship sailed, kid.
It's like I just want to keep giving it one more week when I know reality says it's not going to happen. They're going to lose this weekend. And they're going to lose the following weekend.
You know how disconnected I am from the whole thing? I don't even know who they play this weekend.
The Dolphins. Tua's going to come in,
that's a loss.
And they're going to get smacked. And then the Packers are going to smack them. And then they're going to lose to the Bears, you watch. And then they're going to get Danny Dimes'd. And then they're going to walk into Thanksgiving at 1-9. You watch. It's going to happen. And then the Bills are just going to take a fucking giant dump in their mouth. And they're going to have to eat it on national television again. The Lions, completely off the playoff graphic, are going to get shit on. And the Fords are what? Sheila's going to come out and say, that's all right. Yeah, it's all right. They just took a massive wet shit in your mouth. Like, that's what us fans feel every single year. It feels like I ate a wet shit. I'm so done with it. Just win. Like, I don't understand. Every week since week 3, I've been saying just win. Just win. Win games. It's almost as if Aiden plays well, well, then they did something right, so we can move on to next week with a little bit of hope. Well, and then Kuda's playing well, so now we can move on with a little bit of hope. But what? Why can't we just win? Win. And then you read like, well, it's the second year and it's a long rebuilding process and we're going to rebuild and in 2024 we're going to win games. What? I gotta wait I gotta waste the rest of this year and then the rest of next year to get to a winning season? When I'm watching the Jets go out and dominate? With Zach Wilson, who can't throw the ball? He's like, guy gets 90 yards passing a game, and they're still winning. Jared Goff stinks, by the way. Remember where I kind of was off him, and then I got back on him earlier? No, he stinks. He's done. Like, he can't throw the ball 15 yards downfield. Everyone's like, well, wait till J-Mo comes. Yeah, what? So Goff can't throw him the ball? Fucking Lions.
Yeah, I don't know what people think Jameson Williams is supposed to be, but he's a deep threat, and you don't have a quarterback that can push the ball down the field.
Not at all.
Your shiny toy is now useless.
Yeah, but our coach can be a cannibal and eat kneecaps. Cool. Yay. He's going to space with a NASA helmet on.
Like you said, I mean, I don't want to get too much into the draft talk, but I become
Will
a fan.
Anderson.
I'll become a fan of every team that's playing against the Rams right now.
Yeah, so we can get Will Anderson at 1 and whatever quarterback we can find with the Rams pick.
Take the Wills. Will and Will.
Will Anderson and Will Levis, even though I just like Will Levis's measurements and stuff. I don't know how well he's going to play in the NFL, but I don't know how well any of these guys are going to play.
I don't either.
None of them step off the page.
Even C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, we're not finding Peyton Manning in this draft. You're not getting Trevor Lawrence. There's none of those guys this year. It's going to end up being one of the guys that gets drafted in like the 4th round. There's going to be like a guy who ends up being a guy, but the Lions aren't going to be the team to select them. I can guarantee you that. But hey,
what if this scenario? Perhaps the New York Giants rolled the dice and lost, and Danny Dimes tests the water of the free agent market and comes to the Detroit Football Lions.
So, God help us all if that happens.
He'll be cheaper than Jared Goff.
Oh, and then there's the Mac Jones gang. Hey, they're going to Zappy. We can get Mac Jones. What? 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 The Hoodie doesn't think he's good enough, so we should?
We should have drafted Bailey Zappi, but
we should have drafted a lot of
anybody.
Guys. We shouldn't have drafted Okuda.
We should have drafted Tua.
The problem is that this is the problem. This is okay. This is the problem with
Wes
not firing Dan Campbell. Because if you keep him and this shit doesn't go right next year, we just wasted another fucking draft. We did this with Patricia. He should have been out the door, and we'd probably have a quarterback right now. We would either have Tua or Herbert. One or the other would be your Detroit Lions quarterback. I'm hoping that it would have been Herbert, but at the time, we probably would have thought it was Tua. But either way, we don't take Okuda and give those idiots another draft to try and save their jobs. That's what we have right now. We don't have Okuda. Big deal. We would have a quarterback to build around. And then this looks a lot different too, because now you've got a quarterback. So now I'm willing to give Dan Campbell a little more time because the young quarterback can still grow. Everything can still grow. But now we've got a coach that the GM, the guy who's running football operations, didn't even hire. Like, the Lions. Holmes didn't even hire this fucking guy, but now he's lumped in with them. Holmes hasn't had awful drafts, but some of his draft picks are really questionable. Why are you always drafting injured fucking guys?
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's got to change. Our second-round draft picks don't play football.
Pascal played well.
He did. But most of our second-round draft picks, do we even did they play football? Rodrigo,
usually not. Well, he's a 6th-round pick.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is,
got lucky on, but is he?
There's
really
a few picks that were good, but there's a lot of stuff that wasn't great. Our second-round picks disappear. Like Pascal was. I'm hoping it works out.
Is Rodrigo good or is Rodrigo Lions good?
Yeah, and that's what I'll be interested to see as we move into next year. And then I see the Jaguars are looking maybe to shop Josh Allen. It would be nice if we were 3-3.
Wait, who?
Their defender, the defensive player on the Jags.
Okay.
I know the name, the name. But they're shopping him, and that's a position of need. The Lions, that would be amazing, but we're 1-5. If we were 3-3 with the draft collateral we have, it would be an option for him to come to a team like this and want to. But now, there's not a fucking chance, and it's a position of need. It sucks. it's honestly, we are at the point where we go draft talk. It's Will Anderson. I want to be one. I want Will Anderson. And then with that Rams pick, whatever of the sloppy seconds quarterbacks we can find later on in the first round, because that's what it is.
Caleb Williams from USC.
Okay, that's what it's going to be.
Michael Penix.
No. He only looks good. Only if he's going up.
He's going to play
only
Michigan
if he's
State.
going up against Hazleton's defense every week. But yeah, it's just I can't anymore. It's become the point of the season where we just sit back and every week we go, what comedic way can the Lions fuck this up? And then there's going to come a point where we get angry. I mean, we're angry where we get angry because they're going to win a game at they're going to be 1-11 and they're going to fucking win 2 or 3 games to end the year and end up not drafting number 1 just because. And fans will be and then you got the idiot fans who will be well, they're building. Those wins were important. It's team morale. No, it's not. When you start 1-11, team morale is out the fucking window. Everybody's already on vacation for the off season. Hopefully there's 1 or 2 Pro Bowl guys, and that's about it. Yeah, Fox, the punter, we paid him. outside of that, that's all we've got to look forward to. Is the Will Anderson sweepstakes. Because
he's not even having a very good year, is he?
Yeah, but if you watch
he's doubled all the time.
He's double teamed.
He's getting the Hutch treatment.
They run away from him. They're not going. I mean, everybody knows he's going to murder you if you give him the chance. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, just going into this weekend, if they can beat the Dolphins,
stop.
And then
the Dolphins.
And then you've got some winnable games. I mean, not unbelievably.
Stop. They're going to be 1-9, bro.
I know.
You just laid it out. Don't even start getting if they can win this weekend.
But you know what's going to happen? They're going
1-9.
They're
doing
they
everything.
They could go 1-16. It's not going to matter. There's still guys going to return next year. That's the part that sucks the most. That's what angers me the most. Is they could literally go 1-16, and he's still going to be the head coach of the Detroit Lions next year.
Sheila loves her.
You know what I wish?
Sheila loves her some Danny boy.
I wish we weren't selected for Hard Knocks at the beginning of the year. I wish we were the middle of the year Hard Knocks, because it would be amazing to be in that building right now
see the inner workings of Allen Park, right?
Not the hype train, but now you look like a big dumb dipshit train. That would be amazing. Know what they should do? They shouldn't do different teams. They should do the same team. They should do 3 weeks to start the season, and then do a 3 weeks episodes during the season, weeks 8, 9, and 10.
See Dan talking to his assistant coaches. Man, I think we're real close on going on these 4th downs, man. I think we just need to keep going for them. Yeah, just need to keep going for every 4th down, man.
4th and 11.
What do you think, Deuce? Whatever you say, boss.
4th and 11 on our own 23. Let's go for it.
Whatever.
Punter. What's that? Punter. But
Lions fans, that's all right.
All right. Want to move on? Move on to the other thing.
Song of the South.
The South. All right.
The South.
Go nuts on the South.
This past weekend, everybody that says the Southern hospitality thing actually exists is fucking full of shit. I had the worst time I've ever had on a vacation in South Carolina. Other than, I know they watch, my nephew got married. the wedding, the rehearsal party, everything associated with the wedding, top notch, first class, great time. Went to a bar with my kids on Friday after the rehearsal party to shoot some pool, and about got assaulted by the men from Deliverance. Literally, we walked in and it was like Animal House where the fucking records. People just turn and look at us. My oldest daughter, she should know better. She works in the service industry. Didn't have her ID. We're 10 minutes from our Airbnb, so we go back and get it. By the time I come back, we're sitting, my wife, my 4 daughters, and 2 of their boyfriends sitting at a table drinking, and my wife has made a friend. She walked up behind some guy on the dance floor because there was 4 old ladies out there dancing when we got there, so she was like, "What's one more?" So she goes out there and dances. I guess my other daughter and I were at the Airbnb, so I don't know. But her story is she went up behind this guy and went like this. And all of a sudden Jethro fell in love. So then he sees me hanging with my wife like a normal guy in a fucking a sport. I can't compete with this music.
All right.
So the kids decide we're going to go play pool in this other room, which is the smoker's room. Great. We get stopped by Cajun Tony on our way over there. He's this big fucking fat guy. Literally sounded like the coach from Waterboy. Hey, I bet you all staying at the Fairfield Inn, aren't you? I'm like, what? I go, yeah, we're at the Fairfield Inn, Tony. What's your name? Anita.
What? Oh, sorry.
Now my wife's interjecting. So Jethro and his buddies see my kids go to the pool table, and they make a beeline as we're talking to this Cajun dude. And this one of Jethro's buddies decides to become Kobe Bryant on the Redeem team and run through my chest like I'm Paul Gasol. Dude runs into me and goes, "Oh, sorry." No, you're not, motherfucker. Now, if we weren't deep in the South and I didn't know all of these hicks had guns, it would have been a whole nother story. But
mass shooting in South Carolina.
Yeah, so it was a nightmare trip. Then the next day we tried to go to a Waffle House.
Well, I mean, for starters, you had a fall wedding.
Yeah. But we tried to go to a Waffle House and couldn't. Basically ended up having to walk out because they wouldn't serve us. Thanks, Waffle House.
Waffle House wouldn't serve you?
We walk in and there's literally stools on tables, and they said those tables are closed.
They were like, you Yankees.
Exactly.
Here come the Yankees. Let's close up shop.
So, like, literally, they had the whole counter blocked off too. So, like, they had like the security guard sitting at the counter. So it must have been a shitty area. And I don't know. So everybody but my wife and I got to sit down, and all the other tables were taken. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, there ain't no fucking way I'm paying to eat here.
Get spit in your food.
Yeah. Kids ordered orange juice, and they hear the waitress behind the counter go, "I got 2 orange juices ordered, and I'm not making them."
She's got to go squeeze the juice herself.
I'm like, am I on fucking glue or what? I'm like, I felt like Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman going, "I got money, I'll pay for food. Just wait on me, please."
The trip to South Carolina.
So then we go to this other place. They're nice as can be at this other place until they take our orders. And we sit there for 40 minutes. Now this is the wedding day, the actual day of the wedding, where we have to leave at like 3:00, and of course we slept till noon because we got fucked up the night before. But we get to this other place at like 1:30. They take our order, and then for like 40 minutes later, we find out the cook quit in the middle of our order.
What?
Yeah, dude.
He just got up and said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Dude literally walked out. So my wife's like, "We're not going to be out of here till 2:30." I'm like, well, it's at one point we're leaving no matter what. So we ended up making it to the wedding. Had a great time at the wedding. Exactly. Just crossed off South Carolina. South Carolina just got crossed off the list of places
I'll never go.
I'll ever go to or retire to.
I will never go there. Oh man.
So
never go to South.
Couldn't wait to get back to the Midwest. Words I never thought I'd say. But on to Saturday night.
Hate week. 3 touchdown dogs.
You know,
going to Ann Arbor, and it's a night game.
Yeah.
You know,
How much you want to bet it's not a night game next year?
no, the biggest hard-ons for noon games, and yet they give these motherfuckers all of the night games between Michigan and Michigan State.
Yeah.
Like,
I will
but
bet
noon.
anybody. I will bet
Football is played at noon.
I'll bet anyone any amount of money that next year it's a noon, 3:30, 4 o'clock kick
Well,
at the latest.
Next year it's got Penn State and Ohio State on the same day. So one of those games is going to be Fox's big noon kickoff, and the other one will probably be 3:30.
Ohio State got lucky that they don't have to play the whiteout game at night in Happy Valley this year.
Because of Fox's big noon kickoff. I hate that. That noon is for the junior varsity. Noon is when you watch Minnesota play Illinois.
Noon is when
Or
we should be playing.
Rutgers plays Indiana at noon. Or this year, Michigan State plays anybody at noon. Like, the real games are 3:30, and now Fox has a 4 o'clock game or whatever. So 3:30 and 7:30, those are the real games. Those are the games that people want to see. It's usually that sweet SEC game at 3:30, and then at night you get the Big Ten matchup or the ACC or whoever. And then you get the late night game in the Pac-12, which was supposed to be, but for some reason the Pac-12 is playing at ridiculous hours now too.
No, I think any reasonable Michigan State fan should know what's coming.
Well, 3 touchdown dogs. Vegas usually isn't wrong. Although, COVID year we were what, same? I think we were pretty damn close to the exact same spread and we won. But
Tucker's not sneaking up on anybody after
No.
losing 2 in a row. Blue has prioritized the game. I mean, and from what I've seen of their offensive line in particular, I've seen
their offensive line is
teams with a better run defense than ours not be able to slow them down. So it's going to be a lot of pain.
Yep. Oh, and I expect it.
Unless
It's coming. Harbaugh is going to. It could be one of those games where he goes for 2 late. But then again, they can't give us that respect, right? They can't. They couldn't do that because then people would be like, "Well, why are you running the score up here?" I thought we don't matter. Michigan State don't matter. We can't show them that we care that much that we got to
the only way I see us staying in this game is if we happen to score first
and what
get a turn,
we got to get
a turnover,
and they don't turn it over.
I don't know. Jacoby Windman punches that ball out pretty
Oh,
regularly.
in games where we get the turnovers, we're a lot better football team. But the problem is,
every team is.
They don't give it away.
No. Like I said, that's the only hope.
And
that
I'm
we
not
have
expecting
to even make it competitive.
They're going to line up and try and pound it. It's what they've done against every team this year.
Play action to the tight end.
He's going to be wide open.
Keep JJ and against our linebackers. Shit, you could get wide open.
Yeah, it's going to take multiple turnovers and some trickery. And maybe even a clock manager who's.
What we need to even stay in the game is remember when the Browns played the Steelers in the playoffs a couple years ago, and just everything
went wrong early for the Steelers. Snap over the head. That's exactly what has to happen.
That's what has to happen for it to even to have a chance. Because even if we get up 21 on them, it's hold on for dear life at that point. So
I would love to see going up double digits because nobody's done it to them.
Yeah, I'd like to see how they
can respond because their offense isn't this electric. They're not Tennessee. They're not flinging it around and getting 50,000. They get their points, but they get their points late in the game after beating the shit out of teams pounding the ball. They don't. All of their games at halftime, they've all been close. Where you're like, "Ooh, this is a game." Iowa, Maryland, everybody has been close.
It's when
they wear you down and they pound you out.
It's when those 3, 4, and 5 yard runs turn into 10, 12, 15, 50-yard runs.
Yeah, and late in the game, they pull away and they get those 2 garbage time touchdowns to make the score look.
And that's
instead
the
of
one
being
thing.
A 27-14 game, it ends up being a 42-14 game because they get those late TDs.
You can't have Corum and Edwards hitting home runs either.
Well,
to even have a prayer.
Edwards needs to be spoken to with his.
It was a glitch.
Yeah, it was a glitch because that's how the internet works.
Twitter glitched.
Twitter just decided that hey.
I'm gonna
make Donovan Edwards be the guy that I fuck with today. It was anonymous, right? Fuck. What a goofball. Just own up to it.
He's a kid.
Exactly. You should just be like, I fucking made a mistake. I was dumb. I made a mistake. Maybe
I was stupid. I didn't really understand what I was even retweeting. End of story.
But, they're going to the Holocaust Museum, so everything is all good.
Oh. Hell, maybe we should go.
Can we just go and skip the game?
Yeah, no shit.
It's going to be awful.
No,
it's going to be ugly. We'll probably want to turn it off. I'm just hoping that it's not... I'm hoping that they do line up and pound it and try and run it, and it just takes a long time for them to score every time.
And then we can put together a couple of drives here and there where we take some time off the clock, too.
And it ends up being a 28-10 game or some shit, and that's the end.
Yeah, I mean, what are your expectations? What would be an acceptable... I mean, I know we're not moral victory guys at all.
No, I'm not happy with the situation that the season's in to begin with. I mean... We didn't expect them to be world beaters this year, but I wasn't expecting not to make a bowl game.
Like I said at the beginning of the year, I wanted to not get blown out of these games that they're getting blown out of. So it's been a disappointment for me in that regard. But
yeah, my thing was win one of the three games. Win one of the Penn State, Ohio State, or Michigan games. That was my thing, and then win enough games to get into a bowl game. So win 6 games plus one of those games. Yeah,
Penn State could still be in play because Franklin.
Yeah, and it's the last game, and who knows what anyone's got going on at that point. But yeah, this week.
Yeah, I just wanted to be in these games, and we're not going to be. And that's what's disappointing is that by halftime, I fully expect to be down double digits at least in this game. And obviously, the Ohio State game was just another abortion. So
we knew that was coming, and we all. It just sucks, and
yeah, but I didn't. I wanted to measure up a little bit more than what we have. That's where I'm disappointed. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
We don't have the guys up front. It's the offensive line. 100%. I've been saying it for weeks. It's the offensive line.
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, it's just not. They're not good. They're not high level.
It's not Jack Allen, Jack Conklin, Travis Jackson.
Walker
it's not
covered that up so good last year.
You see him doing it in Seattle right now.
He made a bad offensive line look good. He covered those warts up really well last year, and this year it's exposed. We've got multiple backs, but none of them can do anything because there's no holes. And then when there is a hole, they don't seem to do anything with it. So it's the offensive line's not great.
And then these defenses pin their ears back and come after Thorne.
Yeah, and they're gonna
because they know we can't run the ball.
Michigan's gonna do the same thing tomorrow. They're not gonna fear us running the ball.
We'll play tomorrow.
Well, whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're not going to fear us running the ball. They're going to go after Thorne because the only way we can really beat them is if Thorne throws for 504 TDs. It's going to take that.
That's not a recipe for Michigan State.
Chucking it up and coming down with it and some PI calls and other shit because we're not lining up and pounding it on them.
No, but we don't win when we don't run the ball.
No, and I think the stat is in the series, whoever wins the rushing yards wins the game. It's pretty much come down to that in like the last 25 matchups between these teams. Whoever runs the ball wins the game. Well, I can tell you it ain't going to be us.
Even Tucker doesn't. Tucker's stats are with Michigan State that he doesn't win games where he doesn't run for over 100 or someone doesn't run for over 100 yards.
Well, I don't know who's going to run for 100 yards. Or combined, if they can combine it somehow. I think that's what they've been trying to do. It just doesn't work.
Well, hopefully Thorne's a little bit healthier. I don't know.
I mean, there's our 100 yards. There's how we get 100 yards is him running the ball.
He's got to be a runner.
Yeah, that's how we get to 100 yards.
Clifford was able to run a little bit before he got dinged up.
Well, he had the big run right before the half there because it was like, how are they even in this game? The stats were like 17 first downs for Michigan, 1 for Penn State, and it was like the one run that Clifford had for 60 yards all the way down to the 1. But yeah, that's how we get. That's the only way I think we can do it. Is if Thorne scrambles
the one thing
for
Michigan
30
hasn't
40
faced
yards,
in
and
the
that's how
last
we
2
get to
years.
100.
That's the one thing they really haven't faced in the last 2 years was quarterbacks that can beat you with their legs.
Yeah, it's gonna take Thorne playing. It's gonna take a whole, like you said.
I just want to
be in it
to be competitive for a while.
But I think we're getting host.
I think we're getting our
This is their gonna pay you back for the last 2 years.
And they should. I mean, no issue with the Donovan Edwards quote earlier or last week when he said they're not going to show any mercy. They shouldn't.
No, because would we? We wouldn't. But we admit to hating them. They don't admit to hating us. We're nobodies. We're like, oh, they're cute. It's all about Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio.
Doesn't matter how many they win, they'll always be little brother.
So, what, 10 of the last 15? Okay, but we're little brothers.
That's what it'll be after Saturday. It'll be 10 of 14.
10 out of 14. It'll be 10 out of 15 because we're not winning. Like, no matter what we can put into our own heads about trying to say that think we're gonna win it, we're not winning. No matter.
If Thorne can run, if we can get some turnovers, we get a pick 6 here. It's gonna be block punt here.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, and it'll probably be the way it's gone, where it'll probably be like they'll have like a 10, 13 point lead going into halftime, and then in the second half they're just gonna keep piling it down, and they're gonna rack up a couple more scores.
I fully expect to lose by 30.
Yeah, I think we'll get like 10, maybe 14, and they'll have like 35, 38 points. And it'll be like 38-14, but it won't be that close in the stats column. It'll be that close because
they're going to run for 450 yards.
We might hold them to a field goal because once we're actually half decent when we get teams into that red zone area, we can actually hold teams a little bit. Goal line.
Yeah, I don't think the magical elixir of moving Jacoby Windman to linebacker is going to really help in this game because he was over pursuing like crazy in that Wisconsin game. He was just getting bailed out by other players. So
unless they're bringing Darquez Denard and Trey Waynes in to play corner and
Shalik Calhoun to rush the passer,
Calhoun and Domingos, maybe we have a chance. But otherwise,
we'll leave Jake Slade in the middle.
It doesn't.
No.
It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be pretty, but it is what it is.
Time to take your Michigan State fans. Time to take your medicine.
You got to take your lumps. And this is the year. It just sucks that pretty much all the goodwill from last year, it's going out the window. With decommitments and all the other nonsense.
We've covered. Well, they'll be all right.
Yeah, well,
recruiting-wise, they'll be fine. I know that running back decommitted today, but skill position's the least of our worries. They got to get a lineman.
Yeah, offensive lineman. Linebackers.
All right. Anything else?
I got nothing else.
Go green.
Same old.
A half-hearted go green.
That's all right.
Yeah. Fuck off, Sheila.
All right.